drums support for APGA candidates ahead of state assembly elections. The National Youth Council of Nigeria lauds Governor Soludo on development youth empowerment programs. Group urges federal government to install safety infrastructure on roads, railways. And from the foreign scenes, the Israeli soldiers kill 3 Palestinian gunmen in West Bank. Before the news in detail, here's a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good morning. My name is Uchechukwu Ibunam. The state chairman of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, Senabat Obi, has urged the Anambra State electorate to give APGA total support in the coming state assembly election on Saturday. We have details.
Speaking in Oka, Senabat said that voting for APGA candidates will enable the state consolidate on the present accelerated pace of development across the state under Governor Chukwuma Soludo's administration. He noted that APGA governments over the years have raised the bar of governance and made the state a reference point, noting that with APGA lawmakers, Governor Soludo will further be encouraged to achieve his vision and transform the state. In his reaction, the chairman of the Anambra State Force Development Commission, Mr. Patrick Onyedum, called on Anambra electorate to ensure candidates of the party were returned to fill the 36 in the State House of Assembly. Mr. Onyedum applauded Anambra voters for participating actively in the presidential and national assembly elections and urged them to channel the same energy to support the ruling party in Anambra by voting for all its candidates in the March 18th House of Assembly election, noting that candidates of the party were the best among those contesting with them in their various constituencies. He described APGA as the identity of not just Anambra but the Igbo nation, which will be supported and preserved by all lovers of good things. According to Mr. Onyedum, APGA has given Anambra State the best governance since 2006, and the tradition of excellence has continued over the years. He said an APGA-dominated House of Assembly will enable the Soludo-led administration to sustain the stability it needs to implement its programs to transform Anambra State to a livable, secure, and prosperous homeland.
The people of Abagana in Njikoka Council area have expressed appreciation to Governor Chukwuma Soludo for adding the Abagana Girls Road to the number of roads he's constructing within his first year in office. Residents of the area who took turns to express their happiness while speaking to the ABS Works correspondent Ngozi Bleri, who monitored the pace and the quality of work on the road, said that they are particularly happy that Governor Soludo has inspected the road 3 times. We have details.
According to Chief Obi Azura, they have received promises from many politicians in the past without any attention given to the road, adding that he did not believe it when work commenced on the road. Chief Azura noted that the quality of work done so far is very encouraging, stating that they are happy that they voted for APGA during the governorship election last year, urging the governor not to relent. He said that the road, when completed, will open up a lot of opportunities for residents of the area and boost economic activities of the people.
Anyị kenekwe Chukwu na alụ abụ ya. Na ya na ayọ Chukwu okwu alụ ya ka alụ siela anyị ike. Alụ anyị ka na afụ ebe akada anyị arụ mma. Sai na ekene Chineke na ekenekwe ebubata the initiation. We initiate ya ka alụ ife a. Anyị no adịrị ya mma. Dukwuola onye ọbụla dị so eme ka alụ aga n'iru mma. Dukwuola anyị wabụ ndị obodo a na-alụ ya mma. Aha Jesus Christ.
On his part, a youth in the area, Mr. Uzochukwu Obielue, noted that the road is very strategic to them, especially the erosion-prone part of the road, which he said is receiving serious attention, and expressed satisfaction to have Soludo as their governor, assuring that they will continue to support his administration.
So, you can't move beneath na easy on alone. Other people are going to call story. When I call their first time, police speed wada from design mo believe na ko design oto anu asini mo kan ko biapa ko si na odi ampa odi mi fe wulu so solution na try na what thank you mo na gba even us not before 8 months na ya biapa gba also kwani na make na ko enu zo position no do this
The project engineer, Mr. Laz Ugwoke, said that the Oyago-Abagana-Uregbu road with a spur to Nimo is about 5.5 kilometers in all, noting that the work, which commenced in October last year, is expected to be completed in 8 months' time. Engineer Ugwoke added that once they complete the drainages, which is about 0.7 kilometers on both sides, they will complete the earthwork, as he said that they have covered 2 kilometers of earthwork on the Oyago-Abagana-Uregbu Nibo road and about 400 meters.
You can see for yourself, from Chino 00, our earthwork is to about 2.something kilometers. Then from the other side of Nimo, we have covered over 400 meters also. So that's how far we have done. And you can see our drain. The drain from the beginning, we have covered over 1 kilometer.
We are doing both sides.
Our drain width is 0.7 meters.
He noted that the only challenges they have was the discharge points of the drainages, which was not captured in the original design, expressing the hope that it could be accommodated.
The National Youth Council of Nigeria, NYSC, and Anambra State Council has assured its unallied support to the administration of Professor Chukwuma Soludo, especially during the forthcoming March 18th House of Assembly election in the state. The youth organization made this known through its chairman, Mr. Emeka Obi, shortly after the management meeting of the group held at the State Secretariat in Oka. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo reports.
YCN State Chairman, who commended the government of Professor Soludo for all the efforts it's already putting in place to make youths of the state self-reliant, especially the ongoing One Youth, Two Skills program and massive construction of Anambra roads, among other things, said that the youths of the state will not fail the administration, but will contribute their quota in making the state better. Mr. Obi appreciated the Commissioner for Youth Development, Mr. Patrick Aramba, on the efforts he is making to ensure that the programs of the present government for the youth yield positive results, and called on the ministry and the state government to do more for the youth as they are solidly behind them, even as he asked the youths in the state to utilize opportunities given to them by the present administration to become reliant and employers of labor.
And we charge him to do more. And the council, with its affiliate organization or member organization, wish to categorically state that we are totally in support of Mr. Governor Soludo's administration.
Contributing, the National Vice President of the group, Mr. Innocent Ndwanya, while appreciating Governor Soludo for having the interest of the youth in the state at heart, called on Ndi Anambra to support the governor with their massive votes for all APGA candidates during the State House of Assembly election to enable him work harmoniously with the legislative arm of the government for the well-being of the state. Mr. Ndwanya reminded Ndi Anambra of the need not to allow All Progressive Grand Alliance to go into extinction, noting that the party was one of the legacies of the great Dean Chukwuemeka Odumegwu for the Igbos.
I want the youth to support the governor to ensure that there is no crisis in leadership in our state, because that era has gone.
Also speaking, the chairman of Advisory Council of Anambra State Chapter of the NYCN, Engineer Anthony Anyebue, and the state youth leader of All Farmers Association of Nigeria, Mr. Chisom Onoga, who is also the pioneer vice chairman of NYCN Anambra Central, described the One Youth, Two Skills initiative of the present administration as one of the best things that has happened to the state. Is already creating direct and indirect jobs for the youth, and observed that the state NYC is now an organized body that will assist in bringing the youth closer to the government and fast-track the development of the nooks and crannies of the state.
This is the only platform, the only credible platform that government will leverage on to be able to solve the challenges or the restiveness being experienced in our state and country at large.
The meeting had in attendance leaders of the state's NYCN and representatives of various organizations under the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Anambra State Council.
Members of the Catholic Men Organization of St. Teresa's Parish, Nebo, Eka South government area have taken part in cleaning the church to rekindle their devotion to God in this Lenten season, a duty which normally belonged to their women counterpart. Chibuike Nwobo has details.
According to the Catholic doctrine, Lenten season is a time to reflect on Christ's sacrifice and demands Christians to have a deeper commitment as believers in Christ Jesus. The parish priest of St. Teresa's Catholic Church, Nibo, Reverend Father Sylvester Dunu, said that he initiated the exercise as a service to the house of God, adding that if the men can keep the house of God clean, they can as well keep their various homes in order.
I combine the Lenten work for our Lord and to remind us as CMOs our duty in the family. Kachineke nyehe obi amala nyehe obi ndidi. Ịma na ificho no need the ndidi. Only the woman ka asukwu otu a na-eneta ụka na-eneta obodo ma na-enetakwazi ezinụlọ ha.
On his part, the chairman of the CMO, Chief Raphael Okeke, who spoke through his vice, Mr. Charles Okeke, said that it is a call to serve in the Lord's vineyard and commended the parish priest for bringing out the idea.
I na-ehicha ụlọ ụka na-azacha ime ụlọ ụka niile maka West niile niile. Every letting period na anyị na-eficha ụlọ ka ọ wụrụ ihe anyị ji eme lente ka anyị ji eme ọpịpịa lente nke anyị. So ndị nna nabatara ya and ha wepụtakwuru n'obi fa wele eme ya.
Anyị na-emeri Father Sylvester Dunu, the parish priest, taarọ gara aga wee introduce to us maka ịchọ ụlọ ụka nke Chineke mma. Ịwụrụ ụmụ agadi nwoke niile pụtara n'ikem ma windo niile ma okpuru oche niile echichere ine anya ebe niile ụka ọ na-enwu korikori bụ ụtọ n'anya.
Anyị wepụtara tata ka anyị welụ fije Chineke anyị n'ụka ya. Ndị mmadụ fukwu ezi ma anyị nwana nwe ka Chineke anyị gozikwa ezi Chineke na anyị nwere nna sokwa agba mbọ anyị na ihe gbasara dis lent a na-eme.
Onye ya na na-adụ mma onye nke onye mere n'isi. Ana m eje Catholic onye n'ime believe onye a adịghị emepụta n'omume si akụnye gbasara ya ọbụla ha jiri ka ọ naghị ọma.
From Nibo in Awka South Local Government Area, Muobu Anthony, ABS News.
Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport Nigeria has called on the federal government to ensure installation of functional and well-manned safety infrastructure, roads and railways to avoid recurring train and vehicle accidents. The president of the institute, Mfon Ekong Soro, said best practice dictates that rail-specific infrastructure such as barriers, gatehouse, rails and level crossings with adequate signage and audio warnings be provided and maintained by the Railway Authority. Usoro said level crossings are essential safety infrastructure for the free flow of transportation where there are intersections between two or more modes of transport. She said the road is designed, constructed and maintained by the public authority, separate from the Nigerian Railway Corporation, who owns, maintains the rail tracks and operates the trains. Usoro says there are minimum safe distances that must be observed at stops and intersections, noting that a train requires a minimum of 320 meters adequate distance. And from the world of business, the National Charcoal Producers, Dealers and Exporters Association of Nigeria is set for a consultative meeting with government agencies to sensitize charcoal stakeholders on the importance of afforestation. The association made this known in a statement made available to newsmen in Abuja. According to Mr. Babatunde Edu, national president of the body, the meeting is to sensitize stakeholders on the effects of deforestation, the benefits of afforestation and innovative processing procedures to boost the forest resources in Nigeria. The event will be in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Environment, Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, Nigerian Shippers Council and Nigerian Export Production Council. From the foreign scenes, Israeli soldiers shot dead 3 Palestinian gunmen after they fired at troops in the occupied northern West Bank near Nablus, the army said, as violence in the region continued. The military said that gunmen opened fire at an army position near the Jit junction west of Nablus, where the soldiers responded with live fire. The soldiers, members of the elite infantry Golani reconnaissance unit, grabbed 3 M16 rifles and a pistol used by the Palestinians, the army said. Palestinian medical and security sources had no information on the event. Violence intensified last year but has worsened in the West Bank since Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu returned to office in December in a governing coalition with ultra-Orthodox Jewish and extreme right allies. The government of Netanyahu, who is on trial for corruption and charges he denies, has vowed to continue the expansion of West Bank settlements. Right from the world of sports, Anthony Joshua's promoter, Eddie Hearn, is still hopeful that an epic encounter between Tyson Fury and the British Nigerian can still be made, and has called on Fury's promotional team to assist him in making the fight happen. Joshua returns from consecutive losses to Alexander Usyk on April 1st when he faces America's Jermaine Franklin on London's O2 Arena, exclusively live on DAZN. Fury's next move is still unknown, with the reigning WBC champion currently locked in talks to secure an undisputed clash with Usyk, with both sides still way off in terms of securing an agreement for a super fight that will produce the first undisputed heavyweight champion since Lennox Lewis in 2000. Hearns has discussed the possibility of revisiting the lengthy rivalry between Fury and Joshua. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS TV from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television, Oka. Go on to subscribe to our YouTube channel at ABS Television, Oka. Follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And now the main points that made the news again this morning. More stakeholders are drumming support for APGA candidates ahead of state assembly elections. The National Youth Council of Nigeria has lauded Governor Soludo on our development youth empowerment programs. Group has urged the federal government to install safety infrastructure on roads, railways. And finally, from the foreign scenes, we told you that Israeli soldiers have killed 3 Palestinian gunmen in West Bank. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. That's all on the news this morning. My name is Uchechukwu Ebonam. Be good.